You asked and we've delivered. Maschine 3.4 is a free update for all Maschine 3 owners, and with it we've completely rebuilt the engine for modulation and automation to give you the expressive and detailed control you've been asking for, along with some additions to Maschine Plus. Maschine has always been about performance, turning knobs, pushing buttons, and being in the moment while creating. The previous workflow for modulation was based on the step sequencer, and even though you could take it down to 128th of a step, editing all those nodes could get complicated, especially if you wanted to do unique curves or shapes. The Modulation Editor has been rebuilt from the ground up in a new graphics engine for smoother visuals and refined editing. You can now draw straight lines, curves, sketch modulation with the pencil tool, and edit multiple points at once. Plus, we've included a grip of new keyboard shortcuts for all these functions. At this point, you might be asking yourself, what's the difference between automation and modulation? So before I break down all the new tools, here's a quick overview as to why we call it modulation. Automation and modulation both let you change a parameter over time. For example, I can automate the cutoff on this synth like this. But here's the difference. Automation sets absolute values. So the parameter starts at this level and then moves exactly to the next value you've drawn in. Modulation, on the other hand, is relative. It adds movement on top of whatever value the parameter is already set to. So if we go back to our cutoff automation and I move the cutoff knob on the hardware or in the software, the base value shifts, but the automation curve still applies on top of it. This lets you adjust your sound on the fly without breaking your automation, which is clutch for live sets and super useful when producing. Let's check out these tools. First up, you can now use your mouse to zoom in and out of the pattern and Modulation Editor. This makes it super easy to get in there and make those granular adjustments. Just hold Command on Mac or Control on PC while zooming with the mouse or trackpad. The pencil tool allows you to draw stepped modulation with the grid similar to the previous modulation system. To draw in new points, you can double-click. Let's create another point and pull this point up to create a linear line. Now if you hold Alt or Option, you can curve those lines and make them exponential or logarithmic. Super useful for creating unique shapes and personalized curves. With multi-selection, you can now select and edit multiple non-adjacent points by using Shift-click, or you can use the marquee tool, which allows you to select multiple modulation points at once and edit or delete them. We've also cleaned up how automation from the hardware gets recorded. It now creates tighter and more linear points that are way easier to edit. Check it out. Little bonus feature here, simple but useful. Now when you hover over a modulation point or click on a note, you get a little pop-up that shows you the value, making editing complex melodies or mod sequences way easier. So that's the new Modulation Editor in Maschine 3.4. Let's check out what's new in Maschine Plus. For standalone producers on Maschine Plus, the 3.4 update unlocks a whole new palette of sounds with a selection of NI Play Series instruments and effects. Instruments like 24K keys and Empire breaks, plus effects like Replica and Supercharger GT. These now run natively on the hardware. If you already own these instruments, they'll appear automatically in your Maschine Plus library once updated. You can also head over to nativeinstruments.com and grab them a la carte. Let's check some out. Keep in mind that these instruments can be CPU heavy, and since Kontakt uses direct from disk audio streaming, you'll want to use a high-speed SD card to keep things running smoothly. If you're stacking multiple layers, bouncing in place is your friend. It also gives you more flexibility with being able to sample, resample, chop, and really make things your own. And that's it for this one. If you have any questions, hit us with some comments below. You can download this update over at nativeinstruments.com. Catch you in the next one.